Hello everybody, welcome to an episode of Hobby Tips with Out of Command. Today I'm working with a 10.5 centimeter flat rail car for Battlefront Flames of War and wanted to share a few little tips I use when working with resin metal models to help make things easier. A couple of products I have out here that I like to use when working with resin metal. The first one is the Loctite Super Glue Ultra Gel. It's a good gel super glue that dries quickly and holds very securely. However, down the road, if you need to take it off, pop it in the freezer for a couple hours, get it good and cold, it becomes brittle, and you can prop your pieces off easily without breaking anything. So I like that glue. To help sometimes with smaller, fiddlier pieces to set it quicker, Bob Smith Industries Instaset, a little spray of that helps dry the glue in a matter of seconds instead of about 30 to 45 seconds. So it helps speed things up. And then the neat tool I use is these Xeron model railroad rail cutters. They're a heavy duty type sprue cutter that will also cut metal. Now, I mentioned sprue cutters. Don't try doing this with sprue cutters because the metal in the sprue cutter isn't as strong as this metal, and they will bend. Ask me how I know. So I want to show you real quick what I'll do with these sometimes. Since I don't want these bases, I will, on the model, that just doesn't look right. So I want to make sure I can cut these off and trim it down and just use their feet glued too. So this is where these rail cutters come in handy. You can see you can just get in there and squeeze them and it pops that right off. You can trim it around and make it fit the feet. So I've got one I've already trimmed I'm going to put in. So I'm going to get some of my super glue, put a little bit on the feet. All right, and it's not coming out very good right now because that's a used bottle. But I'm going to get my Bob Smith ready and I'm going to set him here where I want him and give him a quick squirt of Bob Smith in a second or two, and I should be able to let him go. And sometimes it takes a second longer for it to set. And, well, of course, when I'm doing this video, it's not going to work. Let's try one more time with some fresh glue. And I'll give it another shot. 2, 3, 4, about 5 seconds. And there we go. Now he's standing good. Now, tip on this glue, I mentioned when I squeeze it, it's not coming out very good. I've been using this in a while, so it's getting close to empty. But that's kind of a fallacy. They want you to think it's empty, but it's really not. So when it gets to a point where glue is hard to come out when you squeeze it, you want to take this thing apart. To do that, get in here, and I'm going to use some different sprue cutters that are a little thinner. Well, no, we'll use those. But just get in here and trim that casing on both sides. And then up here at the top, sometimes you got to kind of push this in, get it out of the way. Get it there and there. And you can take it apart, and once you take it apart, you will see that there is still a lot of glue in there. But you can throw this stuff here away because it's trash, but these you want to hold on to because they make a neat part holder, and I'll show you some pics coming up. That's just a quick hobby tip of some things I like to use. I will include a link or at least a photograph of where you can find these products at the end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed this hobby quick. Until next time, we are out of command.